Hello everyone, this is Board Games and Bourbon. Right now I want to tell you about Red Outpost, which is one of the most unique worker placements I have ever played, and in recent memory I can't think of anything like it. Now this game has a great artwork style, kind of reminiscent of what Scythe should have been, and a gameplay where you're investing in workers, majority control in workers and their mood. And if you have the most points in the mood, you're going to score based on how happy they are, how much gold you get over here, how many sets of cubes you got over here. You can manipulate actions through placement and timing of what you're doing. Timing and placement is a big part of this game. Card use in this game, which actually can help your opponents in the game. It also has a super rock solid solo mode that I find incredibly interesting. Probably one of the best multiplayer Euro worker placement solo modes, along the lines of Chi Whiz, Raiders of Scythia, Underwater Cities, Artemis Project, all these games where the solo is actually the same game as a multiplayer and plays really easily. So what do you do in this game? Okay, well, what's going to happen is this game is going to have multiple phases in a day. And depending on the phase of the day, you can either move 6 workers or only 1 worker per person and place 4 people. You're going to have this production track where as you go around you get gold, and gold has multiple uses. And then you have these workers here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put a disc down on a certain worker, and you are going to activate that worker. So you put a disc down, and let's just say this mood is right there. These are mood trackers, okay? That's the neutral mood. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the related worker. So in this case, this is the yellow worker. I take the yellow worker from the resting area, and in this communist society, I move it around the board to do work. Now, when it does work, it will often produce something, but all the resources become common goods. So it's really going to be up to the timing of the resources to score points for you uniquely, but also each worker gets a little benefit in one area on the board, can suffer detriments in the other, but the spots are also tied in together. So you might go here, but it helps someone else. You might go there, that messes up the timing. And lastly, the game, kind of like, imagining like the bread ran out, you're going to have these tokens on the board. They're going to tell you when certain locations are closed during the day or the night or the midday. There's different phases in the game. So for example, a turn, I would take this person. I take this person, let's say I put it right here. If I put this person here, their mood is going to go down by 2, so their mood is going to go down by 2, and then I come back over here. Now I'm going to produce 3 resources, but they're all different: a white, a yellow, and a blue. A white, a yellow, and a blue. So I'm going to grab those resources from over here, and I'm going to put them on the board. So now these resources have been made. Now normally those resources are out there for anyone. So this is what I'm talking about with timing your actions. Because I timed it where there are 3 yellows on the board, I now have a set. I take that cube from one of the 3 and I come over here, and on this board I place it here. Now the first person to complete a set of 3 gets 1 point, then 2 points, then 3 points, and then there's a wild. In a solo game you get this little card that you would put right here, and then it kind of acts the same way. If you get yellow you get 2, if you get this yellow you get 3, but there's a bunch of different cards that changes not only where you go, what the priorities are, and what the value of the different resources are. Now I could have done that, and I could have taken -2. I could have gone up here and placed this worker here. Now over here, I'm the only worker, the yellow worker, that will not lose a mood, and I produce 1 yellow resource. Okay, I could have gone over here. Now, had I gone over this place, which I believe is called the Palace, my mood would have gotten happy. The red worker's mood will not get happy. However, if I'm anyone but the red worker visiting here, and I am because I'm the yellow, that will raise the red worker's mood. So again, you're raising the mood. You better hope you're invested in that red worker. When I come here, I can then put down a gold, and I'm playing in this game, let's say as the blue player, and that can put me in the lead here. When I have 2 of my gold in this spot, that might give me 4 points at the end of the game. Second place gets 2, third place gets 1. Gold is not only used here because you're also going to get cards in the game that break the rules in the game. Everyone's going to get these. Here this says that if I have a gold, I could spend it to put a token on a worker. Okay, now why would I want to do that? Well, if I'm in the lead here, Okay, no one else is going to be visiting it because they can't get it ahead, right? Well, perhaps. But if I go there, I'm the lead. I'm going to play that card, spend my gold to invest in a worker I'm not already invested in, either to take the lead or to tie it up so someone can't pull ahead. If I'm behind, I might do the same thing. I have reason to go there to block it and invest in a worker who's ahead. Or if I'm tied with someone else with points, to prevent them from getting ahead, I would go there. So there's a ton of reasons to visit any of these spots. Over here, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pulling these cards. This is a lake. You pull it over. Sometimes it'll say nothing. Over here, it'll say 2 blues go into the general pot, plus you can raise the mood. There's also a spaceship area. This one gives you a wheat and a gold, and gold has multiple uses. The resource cubes have multiple uses. And it comes into play even more in the solo mode. In the solo mode, instead of everyone placing a cube when they're trying to influence someone, in this case, I'm using yellow to represent the AI. You populate all the workers with the AI, and when you populate them all with AI, when you activate a worker, you simply remove the token. The AI at the end of the round is going to score based on how many tokens are left on the board. They're also going to have their own little cards, kind of like a Jamie Stagmeyer, like Viticulture and those Autonoma cards. And what this says is it gives you a priority. Here it says move the coal mine worker, which is the black figurine. And then there is a priority list of 1, 2, 3 areas they want to go to on the board. So let's see, that would have been this figure here. Had the coal miner gone to the coal mine, they would have avoided getting 2 negative moods. Everyone else would have gotten it. Plus they produced 2 blacks, which I assume is coal. So those go there. 2 goals. Now there's a set of 3. Then you can invest it over here, which would have been great because that would have given me 1 point. But the card over here said they had to go here. When they go here, according to the priorities, it says that you get to throw away a resource. Okay, and then you just pick one depending on the priority of the card, and here it says the priority is blue goes first. So if there is a blue, I would have thrown it away. Now I would have made it harder for my opposition to get a trilogy of cubes and score points. Like I said, that solo mode plays as simply as can be and is the exact same game. I have yet to beat it. Super rock hard. Now there is some funky monkey stuff, like you do have to remember that when you produce resources, you got to move this clicker around. Whether this goes in circle, you get 2 gold. You do have to remember to move the phases of the day. In the early phase, everyone goes once. Here, move all 6. Here, everyone goes once. Here, it's all 6. Here, it's once. You have to remember that there's tokens that some places are open, some are not open. So there is a lot of compounding factors in the game, but they're factors that I find really interesting. So anyway, that is Red Outpost. It's a total palate cleanser of a game. I don't know anything that plays like it. If you have questions about rule specifics, please ask. I'm happy to answer. I would say the games all take about half an hour. And until next time, friends, be well. Bye.